How's this, Kevin? Just making a quick video. I'm still working on the Lexus SC300, and it's beginning to be just a pain in my ass. So I'm gonna try to drop some knowledge and let you guys see exactly what kind of issues you're gonna run into when you do this, and try to explain some stuff you can do to avoid it. So I'm about halfway through this thing. And the first issue, and probably the biggest issue, is going to be that, of course, this is an eBay kit. Came with a GT45, which is way too big for this car. So the owner of the car traded out for this turbo. The hot sod on this turbo is way oversized. It's way too big for this application. It sets up about a ½ inch above the charge pipe. So because of when you get an extreme boost, this could get red hot. You can't really put a coupler there because it's just going to burn through it. Hard pipe, of course, is not going to fit because it's just going to hit on here and be going up. So I'm going to have to figure out how to do that. That's the first issue. That's not the only issue. Other issue is the eBay wastegate. If you're going to buy eBay kit, first thing you need to do is throw away the wastegate and buy you a good, name brand, Turbonetic, something like that. Because when I checked this wastegate, it was supposed to be a 12-pound spring. Opened it up, it said 12 pounds on the spring, but didn't start opening up till 30 psi. Now that's something you want to check before you put it on the car, because you can't go off of what they're telling you it is. Because you throw that on the car, spike boosts up to 30 psi, you blow your engine, scratching your head like, what the fuck happened? The other thing is there's no mounting brackets for the intercooler. None of this pipe really is the right size. I mean, it doesn't really match up with the intake manifold, and it doesn't match up with this here. And of course, they don't give you any kind of reducers, so I'm gonna have to figure out how to do all that. The downpipe has been a pain in the ass. It hits on the firewall and also on the turbo manifold itself. The other thing that I didn't understand, the flange on this is 3 inches and the flange on the turbo is 3 inches, but for some reason they sent me a V-band clamp that's 3.5 inches. So now I got to get with the owner of the car. I got to figure out what he wants to do. Wait for the parts another week. Also on this downpipe, screw in O2 sensors. And the Lexus uses the slot-in type O2 sensors. So those have to be changed out for the Bosch universal screw-in types. So this is definitely becoming a pain in the ass. I'm gonna have to get with the owner, see exactly what he wants to do. But let me tell you guys, just because you buy something and eBay says it's gonna fit on your car, you can't take their word for it. You can't buy something and not check it, like the wastegate. The wastegate is probably the most important part of the whole turbo setup. Forms is going to be your best friend, because there are plenty of people that turbocharge these cars, and there's plenty of information on what fits and what doesn't fit, what kind of mods you have to do to get it to fit. Just when you buy an eBay kit and you sink all your money into an eBay kit, and yeah, eBay kits are good for what they are. They're a cheap way to boost a car, but you got to understand also, boosting a car, putting a turbo kit on the car, is probably the most important mod that you'll do to it. And if it's done wrong, you'll blow your motor in no time. You can take a perfectly good motor and put a turbo kit on there wrong, next thing you know, you blow a piston. So I'm gonna get with the owner of the car, see what he wants to do. And I've kind of learned my lesson from taking in jobs like this from people that already have a turbo kit, because it just, if you just buy one and it doesn't fit and you have to cut corners and do this, it's not really worth putting a turbo kit on there. And when you install a turbo kit, when you're going through putting one in a car, you can't think of it as a whole turbo kit. you got to think of it piece by piece. Every piece that you put on there has to be on there with perfection. You take it step by step. Another thing with the exhaust manifold, at the front side of the manifold flange was actually hitting a screw that comes off the distributor, so it wouldn't fit against the manifold flat. So I had to take a Dremel and actually grind out some of the manifold so it would fit flat against the head. It's stuff like that, you know. Just do your homework if you're gonna do it. If you're just gonna get an eBay kit, I mean, that's fun. That's what I did to my old SC300, but it is a pain in the ass. It is a pain trying to cut and chop shit up to make it fit, and then in the end it doesn't fit, or it fits poorly. You're putting band-aids on it. It's just, you know, it's not really worth it. But I'm gonna get with the owner of the car, kind of go from there and see what he wants to do. Try to get the right parts and have this thing out of here by Saturday, maybe Sunday. Today is Thursday, so we'll see what's going on. I'll keep you updated on anything else I come up with.